Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Christian Nostalgic Podcast. This is Lee.
And I'm Nora. Thanks for joining us for today's episode. So, let's
Let's get
get
started.
started.
Hello, and we are back with the Christian Nostalgic Podcast. I'm
Woo!
joined always by my co host, Nora.
Hi, Lee. How are you?
Doing good. Today we
Good.
are covering the first ever episode of 321 Penguins, and that is.
Trouble on planet Wait Your Turn.
See what I did there? I waited my turn.
And you let me say it. That's so kind.
Yes, of course. So,
I participated.
yes, of course. So, yeah, today we get to meet our first, episode. We get to meet the characters and the
We
voice
do.
actors.
Yes, we even get a drive montage. I
Yes,
forgot about the car travel. I
yeah.
did.
You don't get a
Yeah.
lot of the outside of the house after you get
No.
into it.
No, it's kinda like that one and done, which is it's a cute little house.
It's a cute little car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cute little car, yeah, that's it, a little
So,
blue car.
yeah.
Drive it down the road. So
So,
this is great. I mean, this is the episode that started the Penguins off. We didn't watch this one a lot.
yeah.
We definitely, like I said, we started talking about our favorite one, which is, the Trouble on Bulamanka. That's our favorite one.
Yeah, it had a board
Um,
game slash video game
That
slash
that was our
vibe.
favorite. We watched that one a lot. I remember
Yeah,
saying, "Let's watch that one," more
yeah,
so than this one. So rewatching it with you was a lot of fun. A
yeah,
lot of unanswered questions, and
and
yeah.
this one was not a stranger to me as a child because I remember watching this one as a kid,
Yes. Yes,
and
absolutely.
once again, we just guessed like their other big idea with Veggie Tales. We just guessed that they weren't in any particular order.
It was just whatever was on the shelf.
So,
Yeah.
as a child, they
Yes.
never changed the theme song at all to
No.
hint at this is the first episode.
Yes. Yes.
Like if you ever watch any of those older shows, actually the first theme song will be the same song, but the shorts and they didn't want to spoil anything
Agreed.
in the first
Yeah.
5 minutes of the show. The second
Yes.
one and on until the show was done, they changed the scenes up. But
Yes.
this one, they went right into that.
They really did. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. As most old classic theme song for the shows would
Yeah,
either be a montage of all the characters just being cool, kind of showing off their skills, and kind of keeping it very simple and basic. Because when you get into the show, the characters then you'll discover more as you go along. And this is a great theme song because each character gets to not only the voice actors introduce themselves.
yeah.
So you get Midgel, the voice actor of Midgel, saying his name. Same with Vigil, and then Kevin, coming in, and so they each almost speak in the song, along with establishing kind of just you don't even get really a directive of what the show's even about.
Not
Just
really.
just the two kids, and they says, "Let's sing a little song with 8 little words about a rocket ship and
Yeah.
flightless birds." And then that's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it. You get
So
names, and yeah, there you
yeah,
go.
I mean, of course, Jason wanted to go to space camp, and
Classic.
that wasn't really a thing for my time. There were
Yeah.
camps, but
Yes.
not really overnight camps. Those were
Well,
a
we
little bit
weren't
old, before my time, a
well,
little bit.
we weren't in 2 camps, like, overnight. I mean,
Yeah.
serving and working in the church, and summers were kind of a lot of activities for the church and Bible
Well, if
schools.
it was
Yes.
the underwater, whatever the theme was,
Yes.
that was the camp.
Yeah, and that was kind of the big thing, and then we went to a couple of others in the community, or,
Yep.
or in town or whatever, and so that was kind of our summer camp. So I could relate to going to grandma's house,
Yes.
but desiring to go to a camp
Yes.
instead of going to grandma's house, I couldn't relate to that. Other than the fact, well, Michelle wasn't being the nicest sibling in the car, pushing buttons. You're kind of like, well, maybe, maybe I know why you want to go to space camp.
Yeah,
You're not really
yeah,
getting along with Michelle really well. And
yeah,
then he had a friend though that went to space camp. He said
yeah.
that
We
that
never do meet him, but
no, but he's kind of envious of him. His best
yeah,
friend went, he didn't get to go.
yeah. So,
So
but we're
yeah,
still guessing, to this day what the parents' trip was.
no idea.
We still think, it's a missionary trip.
Business trip, something, but
Yeah,
obviously they're not going to be gone too long because they
yeah,
told him in the car, well, when you get back, you'll go to space camp. So you're like,
yeah,
oh, okay. Well, obviously you're not going to be there all summer long
yeah,
because there'll be enough time for the parents to get back, pick up the kids, and he gets to go to space
yeah.
camp.
So,
So,
but
okay,
yeah, I
it's
mean, they
not.
drop them off with no suitcases or anything.
That's true. Nothing,
Just,
nothing. They didn't. The animator's like, nah, you don't need
yeah.
to see it. It's grandma's
So,
house. They probably already have a drawer somewhere in the house with their
yeah.
clothes in it.
But yeah, we get to see the parents give 'em video games before they were before they were frowned upon by parents. The first few years that they were released, it wasn't that bad of a thing until the kids stopped going outside and it became, unhealthy of a thing. So for parents to give their kid that at their grandparents' house was almost like, if you see that in today's time, it's almost like two wrong things back to back, compared to watching that in
Yeah.
today's time compared to
Yeah.
back then.
I mean, you'd have to, I think the sweetness of it was them realizing he was very bummed out
Yeah.
and he really didn't want to go to grandma's house. And the sweetness of saying, hey, I know my mom. See, that's the
Yeah.
brilliant thing about, the parent in the room and me sitting watching as an adult, realizing, read the room. I know my mother. The
Yeah.
dad's going, I
Yeah.
know my mom. The house is very dated,
Yeah.
very antique, very, she's from England. You can tell she's definitely from England. She's British. She's not like fully in tune with modern technology and up to date,
Yeah.
America, what's hip, what's cool. And he knew that Jason was probably going to have some very bored moments and possibly, maybe not enjoy the experience. And
Yeah.
I think it was a sweet move. It was definitely, especially cuz they had like an old Nintendo system with a mixture of those cheap multi-game units you can
Yeah.
pick up,
Yeah, it was a take on a Nintendo 64. And
Mhm.
then the remotes were a Nintendo 64
Mhm.
mixed with a wheel, a
Yeah.
steering wheel type
Yeah.
thing.
It was really sweet for the parents to think, I know that he's going to a very, older house, kind of
Yeah.
out in the middle of the country, kind of a different world compared to where he's from. And, my mom's probably not going to entertain him, super well with stuff. So here's this to pass the time.
Yeah.
Cause
So,
yeah, so
but
it was
yeah,
a
I
it was a
mean,
sweet move. I mean, I think what's made games worse is the internet. When you only had, a game with certain amount of levels back in the
well,
day.
possibly, and they were just well known for being, expensive. You
Yeah.
you
Yeah, of
were
course.
you were a rich person if you had one in your house,
That is true.
whereas back in the day you had arcades only.
Yeah.
I didn't live in that time period, but I talked to
Yeah.
enough people who did,
Yeah.
and you were
Yeah.
rich if you actually had a system in your
Yeah,
house.
this is was released in 2001. So yeah, so that PlayStation, that
Yeah.
Xbox and that Nintendo was very
Yeah, I mean,
established
it
in
cost.
America to everybody kind of almost had one.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably the price of space camp
Yeah.
and the equivalent.
Yeah,
But anywho's, sad to say, it didn't work out. So they had to
unfortunately.
find other things to do with their lives.
Mhm.
They weren't interested in any of the food she had to cook day one.
Which
But
really cute as they get used to it. As
yeah,
time goes on, they start eating their food, but this was really funny. They were not interested at
no,
all.
they were not. And and today's theme, is of course no cutting in line and waiting your turn.
Yep, yep.
So we see sprinkled throughout the whole episode, we get to see
Yes.
in the car,
Yes.
fighting over the video game.
Yes, they're not getting
It
along.
says siblings at times, it lasts for a day. You wish it
Yes.
would last for less, but
Unfortunately.
but we get to hear, the moral, of the story,
That's right. Yep, the grandma's always good about that, coming in, giving what the good book says,
what the good book
and
says.
a proverb or a virtue that
Exactly.
strengthens the word of God with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely get that. We get Michelle though finds the penguins on the steps.
Yeah. Yep.
So
She
we
does.
get introduced to them off the bat. So
Mhm.
not long after they get into the house.
Yes.
And Jason ultimately is bored enough to where he notices a ring up in the ceiling for an attic or a crawl space.
And like any boy, he
Yeah.
begins to jump
Yep.
to reach it back and forth
Yeah.
from
I
bed to
mean,
bed.
yeah, the noise that it produced, the grandma obviously did not care at the time.
No.
Which it makes sense though that she was vacuuming,
Yeah. Yep, she wouldn't have
so
heard it.
you would miss a thud.
Once again, Mike Naraki and Phil Vischer, this is great writing.
Yeah.
I mean, they were the head writers on this episode and throughout the rest of them, but it's good.
Oh yeah.
It's good because you
I
start thinking, well, how
mean,
does she not hear that? Well, right below that, she's
yeah,
vacuuming. It just
exactly.
makes sense. I miss a lot when I'm vacuuming.
Yeah,
So
so anywho, he finally gets a hold of it, almost kills Michelle. We'll just scroll over that,
that ladder came pretty close.
Yeah, so yeah, they get upstairs, they find the ship, the iconic, 3-3-2-1 penguin ship.
Yeah.
We still never really get a name for it,
No, no, just like a
Um
model maybe or like a tin toy. Because he
yeah,
finds a
yeah,
helmet. He finds a helmet with it, so we don't know. Maybe it was his dad's because it's
yeah.
in a box up in the attic. So that was kind of
So
cool.
yeah,
It's kind of cool
and
to think
I
that.
mean, if you're a sci-fi fan, though, you love names to go with the ships.
Yeah,
So it
true.
would be interesting to talk to the director and see if they ever had a name or an abbreviation
That would
name
be
for
really
it.
cool because it was kind of interesting. Like, I noticed it when I watched it with you, was like the ship. And I don't know if you picked up on this too. It looked a little different before it came to life.
Yeah,
It was kind of more like, I wouldn't put in the 2D animation, but you could definitely see a difference before and after when it just comes to life, which I didn't pay attention
yeah,
to that before. I really appreciated it in
yeah.
this one.
They wanted to emphasize the it was a toy
Yes.
and then it came to life. There
Yes.
is a distinct
And
difference,
I like that.
I always wondered as a kid how he was able to fit all of those porcelain, penguin sculptures in there.
Yes.
I always, felt like as a kid who stuffed things into things, that
Me
wouldn't
too.
ever work.
I would try, yeah, with my horses, just come on, get in that stable or get in
Yeah,
that, yeah,
yeah.
get in there.
So I
But
don't
if it
know
was an
how.
old tin toy,
Yeah,
most of them are hollow.
yeah,
Most of those old spaceships and tin toys and my dad's old toys, and we go to antique places, you're like, it's hollow. You shake some of them and you're
yeah.
like, I bet if it was an old tin toy from Japan, you could probably
Oh
stuff
yeah.
some things in it. So it
Yeah, so
worked.
I mean, they find a really cool, telescope, and
Amazing telescope.
we get to see what the granddad's loves were when he was
Mhm.
around. He
Mhm.
really loved astrology. He
Yes.
loved looking up at the stars, and it looked like it was a really well designed attic or crawl space where
Yes.
that was we could be honest enough to say that was his office where he
I think so
spent
too.
probably most of his
Yeah.
time.
He's such an interesting character because you just get the vibe through the whole series. You get this vibe that you put together. He's a world traveler.
Yeah,
Their whole life, their whole house, when they first walk in, there's just African masks on the wall, these unique plants. I mean, clearly the grandmother's British, so
Yeah.
he obviously met her on his travels because none of the other children and Michelle's mom and dad, have an accent. So they're clearly, you can tell he met the grandfather
Yeah.
met her on his travels
Yep.
and brought her to America, and they
Yep.
they had a family, and it's quite an interesting character.
It
It's a
is.
very sweet, and they obviously never met him. Because the one scene she goes, "Oh, it's Granddad," in the picture in his office of
Yeah.
himself with the
Yeah.
telescope. So that kind
Yeah.
of affirmed he had already passed away. So they didn't get a
Agreed.
chance to meet him. But he's a very interesting. He's a cool
Yeah.
grandpa.
Yeah.
He's seen a lot, did a lot.
I mean, he
Very
doesn't
interesting.
resemble a penguin at all that we see.
Clearly, the pictures of him kind of fade away in the later
Yeah.
episodes. You don't really
Yeah.
get a photograph of him, but they establish what he looks like in
Mhm.
this first episode. I forgot completely. He clearly looks like Vigil.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you rewatch this episode, he is clearly looks
Yeah.
like Vigil and probably even acts like him.
Yeah.
Maybe he is the
Maybe.
scientist in the room.
Maybe.
Maybe. It definitely has that Alice in Wonderland kind of vibes here for this,
Yeah.
for this first one to establish these
But
adventures.
for this show to really get going,
Mhm.
a problem has to reach a head. It has
Yes.
to reach a breaking point where
Yes.
that character needs change.
Uh-huh. And here it
You
comes.
you forgive one thing, you
Yeah.
forgive a second time, but the show always emphasizes like, okay, third time
Yep.
it's become an issue that needs to be
Yep.
dealt with, and this show does a good job of showing you multiple scenarios where this is a bad trait to have, and
Yes.
finally it reaches a point where they're not nitpicking at this point. This is
Well,
an issue that needs to
yes.
be like, if you do it once, okay, you do it twice, you're corrected, but
Yes.
you need divine intervention in the form of
Yes.
penguins and a starship,
Uh,
a rocket ship. So
yeah.
so yeah, so it reaches a point
Yep.
where the 321 penguins, they always have to emerge from a drop. They always get
Yes.
tossed, poor things. They always get tossed. They get thrown into a box in this
Mhm.
particular one.
Mhm.
And other times they just bounce on the floor a few
Mhm.
times. How that ship has remained in as good shape as it did for as many a years, I have no idea.
Because it was made really well. It
It
was from an
was.
era when toys weren't made out of plastic. That's a hint. It was made out of tin or metal
Yep.
where it could survive some falls. And once again, I think you said it best is, you know, you s- the sibling argument, we've all had them. Even
Yeah.
if you don't have a sibling, you've had cousins or friends where you're like, I want to go first and fight over something. And the Penguins came in at a right perfect moment where
Yeah.
that butting of heads came to a point where, Jason needed to learn a lesson. He had been kind of the whole time struggling in general with just being patient till your parents get back and then you can
Yes.
go to space camp.
Yeah.
So they picked the right sibling out of both of them. Not that Michelle was innocent by no means, but
No.
they picked the one character out of the two siblings that just was really struggling with just waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting till, waiting for space camp, waiting for the parents to get back, waiting, for, everything to work out
Yeah,
in
it
God's
stood on
timing.
top of
So
another.
it worked really well. And I mean, how did you feel about the Penguins introduction? Because I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, they always come in with being themselves,
Mhm.
and they never try to overlap one another.
No, they shine
And they
beautifully.
are very consistent, and I feel that the cast, not one voice overlaps the other voice.
Mm.
They all have different unique tones that
Yeah.
the kids can point them out even if they're off screen. You can
Yes.
hear them and discern who they are.
Oh my
So,
goodness, yes.
but once again, I love how you can watch this show or you can watch 4 episodes down the line.
Yeah.
The introduction, of course, they get more familiar with one another,
Yeah, true,
but
true.
it is the same. We need your help. It
Yeah.
starts out with, it's not just like, "Hey, I'm a penguin. You want to go on a, adventure?"
Where did you guys come
Yeah,
from?
it's
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
it's not that type of introduction, nor is it that type of show. It's
I
just
love
like
that. I
it's like,
love that.
okay, we're trying to be professionals is on that top level,
Yes.
even though they're not. It's sort of like this
Yep.
Star Trek, meets Penguins thing, where it's
Yes.
like, okay, we have a hierarchy, we have different ranks, and we're
Yes.
gonna bring you into that and
Yes.
introduce you to that. And they always do a great job of just letting it sort of be like it works. There's you
Yes.
don't have to do a lot of pushing or
No.
shoving. It's just
No.
sort of the natural. It brings you right in. And one of the best things about this one in particular is that it doesn't change much
Mhm.
from the second, third, or fourth
No.
episode as it goes down.
I think that's what I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, we could talk about the Penguins. I love them so much. But I think I'll wrap up quickly so we can keep moving on with the breakdown. But I couldn't agree with you more. As they walk in, they're established, and I
Yeah,
think what I love about them is they're a team, they're a crew, and the kids walk into their world, their reality. They're already friends.
yeah,
You can tell that they've either worked or trained together. They just clicked,
yeah,
and they each, like you said, know their role, and they're confident in their role, and no one ridicules them. I mean, even even Kevin, who's doing his own thing. And my favorite moment, in the top moment of this episode, is when Jason just goes, "Oh, who's that?" That's Kevin. "Well, what does he do?" And he just gets pulled in the vacuum cleaner, and Zigil says, "Well, mostly he just does that."
yeah,
And it even establishes what's Kevin gonna do the rest of your life here. And it's
yeah,
just, we just keep him around. He's our
yeah,
friend. He mainly just does that. I don't even know why. Zigil almost said kind of like, I don't even know why we keep him other than he's a friend.
yeah.
You know, just can't break up the team.
But
So yeah,
I mean,
they're
he
great.
is though the voice of reason though.
He is.
He doesn't say much, but
He's
he
the glue.
is. Yeah,
He's the glue. He really, really is.
just stop it. Be nice.
You're gonna get to that part
That's
when they
all. But
land.
just
Yes.
famous single words that
Yes.
just pierce right through your heart.
Jason says, "Where are we going?" And he says, "Up."
Up.
And you're like, "Yeah, we're about to go into space.
Yeah.
Up." It's like, "Thank
There you
you, Kevin."
go.
Kevin's great.
Yeah.
He's
So
underappreciated. He really is.
yeah. So but yeah, I mean, we get to see their, how they get, the information with the
Mhm.
fax machine. So
Classic fax machine, and they're out of ink, or they called it toner. I was
yeah,
like, "Oh my goodness, that's yep, I can relate to that painful moment because half the paper is white." And they don't know, they just know they need to go to Planet Wait Your Turn,
yeah,
and they know there's trouble, but they don't get the whole fact. So we learn that when we land. It's
yeah.
it's pretty bad
Oh
actually.
yeah. Once again, how that ship has been in good shape as it is. Mitchell does a great job at keeping her in good shape.
We believe in you, as
Yeah.
Mitchell said. We You got this. It's like,
So, but I mean, they go through all that, and you know, no landing gear.
we learned no landing
So
gear.
for all that's worth, that is a good landing after all.
I love when they all went landing gear. Landing gear, like, oh, and then Vigil's like, "Oh, that's not a bad idea,"
Yeah,
And Mitchell's like, "Oh, landing gear, huh?" Um, and you do learn in this episode that Mitchell's not just the pilot; he's also the mechanic too.
yeah,
So he works on the ship, hence why it's still in perfect condition.
it
He
is.
buffs out all those scratches
He
and
does.
gets it nice and ready after each wonderful landing, as
Yep.
they said.
So they Yeah, so I mean, they move on. You meet the natives of everyone waiting in line.
I love the natives in this one. They're
Yeah.
just old vacuum cleaners,
Yep.
and it
Which
works.
which we see the grandma play with or use before he goes into the adventure. If you look
Yes,
around every episode, you'll find the prop
yes,
of the alien they use
yes,
before
Yes.
before you get into the actual full episode
It's
itself.
brilliant, but they're so, I mean, they're so cute. The little
Yep.
fuzzy nozzles are the ones that have beards,
Yep.
little straight, flat nozzle pieces. I mean, I admit in this one, you have to know old vacuums
Yes.
because, well, my grandparents, I knew what an old vacuum was. I mean,
Yeah.
even here at the church, we got rid of it a long time ago, but we did have an old vacuum like
Yeah.
that with the nozzle
Yep.
piece on it, so I remember it. And so rewatching again was so cute because I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, look at all the old vacuums!" And the voice cast is phenomenal. Each vacuum speaks,
Yeah.
and it's someone new.
Yep.
It's someone new.
And even a crossover
We
from
do.
someone else at big
Yes.
idea with a buck tooth
Oh my goodness, I lost it. It's Larry the
and
cucumber.
green.
Yes, yes, we get a green
So
vacuum with Mike Naraki
yeah.
voicing Larry the cucumber as a vacuum. And in the end credits, Larry the cucumber makes an appearance in the cast listing
Yeah.
because he's part of the,
Yeah.
VeggieTale Big Idea universe. That was great.
So it was a good
Loved
wink. It
it.
was a good
Loved it.
wink. A lot of jokes thrown in there.
So great.
I mean, just sprinkled
Yes.
throughout. I mean, we'd be here forever if we broke down every single joke. But
Absolutely.
just one laugh after the next. They keep you well
They do.
involved. They keep
They
you
do.
busy enough for kids.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, I mean, they're plagued with this bug that we
Yeah.
never see, but
No.
it's more of a mind bug, though,
Yep.
of wanting to go first.
Yep. Which I felt worked really well
Yeah,
because it is kind of wanting to go first is kind of almost competitive.
it
In a
is.
way, it's a competitive almost spirit that you kind of put off to one another. Either you want to go first in a game, that's hence where rock, paper, scissors came first, or shotgun to get the front seat. Is
Yeah,
your that spirit to say, fine, who's going to go first? Who's getting the front seat of the car? Who, it is kind of competitive. So I actually kind of like that they referenced it as a catching bug that would
yeah,
spread to anyone who kind
yeah.
of got on the, on the planet, which how do you feel about the planet design out of the first planet we ever see?
It was good. I
Yeah.
mean, it was definitely a lot of pinkish, purplish plants,
It
and
was. It was. It's very simple.
yeah, the show will never like amaze you with planet design,
Yes.
but the aliens are kind of where it's at. And once again, they wanted to have them be almost dust plants for the vacuums to suck up. So,
So clever.
and it's
So
what they were
clever.
able to eat was like a dust bunny,
It was very
equivalent.
cute.
So
It's
it was
very
very
clever.
so the details are always encouraged on my end.
I
So
agree. Yeah.
um but yeah, we get to, go through all the banter of that.
It said, "Get back to the ship." I love that. Oh my
Yeah, it
goodness.
was
I laughed
which
so
some people
hard.
are really appalled by,
They're
people that
barbarians.
cut yeah. Yeah, for people that cut in line, it's a big deal for some people, so this
It
would be
is.
a big deal, if you're watching this now,
Yeah, you even think about it visually, like the whole military mind. If he was, went through an academy,
Yeah.
it's just like you all were trained to wait your turn, follow orders. It's like they're cutting a line. This is horrible. Ask a Marine
Yeah.
about someone cutting in line. It's not. It's not gonna. He's gonna have probably a strong opinion
Yeah.
on that for
So,
sure.
but yeah, I mean, it's just as simple as when it comes,
Oh my goodness, it is.
the of course they they build up where the planet is going to go into the sun. I mean, they make it very straightforward forward with that.
Yeah.
Um, but we see all the plants start to light up and how they start to panic and of
It's
course if you want
good.
to go first, that's where, once again it reaches a climactic
Mhm.
thing of where if we
Mhm.
don't let someone else go, we're all going to die, and that's a
Yep.
extreme variation of not allowing someone to go first. But if
Yeah,
there's a flood or anything, even in real life,
that's true.
if you don't allow someone else to go first, and you all want to go first,
Normally situations aren't going to be this extreme. He does hint at that because I mean, the
yeah,
whole planet was literally on fire.
it was, yeah,
Each tree, I love to just start going poof, poof, poof. It is a great sequence.
yeah,
It is so funny because they
yeah,
just stare off because they didn't get it. They're like, well, our planet's going to be first. Yeah, the cup's half full, my friend. And
yeah,
then all of a sudden, Jason goes, you don't realize this. You're gonna burn up. And then the
yeah.
plant, oh, it's a great sequence. And then fighting over going first.
It was
It was
great.
a really good sequence to really then bring the message home
Yeah,
by Jason.
yeah.
It worked really
And
well.
what do you feel about the world returning to its normal orbit by someone who wasn't a civilian there?
Oh, the angle of an outsider like fixing the bug,
Yeah,
breaking the virus or
like
whatever.
I always thought as a kid, it was like, did it's not even Jason's world,
Hmm.
and his one word of "after you" fixed it all. I know it's a kid's show,
Yes. The
but
only thing I like about it was the selfless statement.
yeah,
And all of them go, and he goes, "What? What? You told someone else to go first. No,
yeah,
no one said that since the line started." And it shocked everyone. And I think it shows too an angle for me and through our Christianity and our walk as Christians is when you take the step to be selfless. When we
yeah,
open the door for someone, when we maybe someone that we don't know what they're going through or their life or when you take food to your neighbor and you don't know what's going, maybe sometimes you don't know what's going on with the person you show kindness on the bus or in school or at day-to-day life. You don't know what they're thinking or their problem, but it touches their heart. They're seeing our actions, our Christian faith lived out. And that statement shocked the whole planet
yeah,
because they went, whoa, kindness, whoa, that Christianity, it changed everything. And from a
yeah,
kid's perspective, they almost wanted to show children when you do the right thing, it impacts everyone around you. It's, when you get older, you realize, or maybe in reality, you realize it takes a little bit more work and prayer, and
yeah,
striving to follow the Lord more, and you see it, circumpassing in a spiritual manifestation, maybe later down the line. But I think for kids to let them know there is an impact
yeah,
when you do the right thing. There is an impact when you speak up and stand for God and tell
yeah,
your friends scriptures and stand up and be a Christian and live
yeah,
that life to your neighbors or your
yeah.
friends or your
So,
coworkers. I kind of like that
yeah,
because he brought Christianity to the planet. He
he
brought a
did.
Christian or moral,
And they didn't
value.
even know what folly was. So
That
it's sort of,
yeah, they were
it
shocked when he
brought them,
yeah.
to reality on that.
Yeah.
So, um, and would you think that the president, no, I'm the president.
The president, no, I'm the
Do
president.
you think he got what he deserved when the planet stopped
Hold on.
for bringing the bug in the first place? He was the first to the telescope,
I'm sorry.
and he also, like, when the world stopped and immediately went back thanks to that kind act, he got caught. He was the only one that was up there and got caught, unfortunately, in the radius, unfortunately. But did he get what he deserved?
You know, you brought that up. I never thought of it that
Okay.
way.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
He totally
That's
did.
we think so, and
I'm
we see
sorry.
him, and we see him over the course of
A couple
almost the rest
episodes.
of the show. He's in the background. He flies for a very long time.
Guys, they're doing
Um,
ah, ah.
a great
Oh,
voice,
oh my gosh. It
but I think that
it could be it could be Phil Vischer.
I think
It
so.
has a little bit of tones that remind me of Jimmy or Jerry Gore, just a little bit
Yeah.
rewatching it with you. Oh my gosh, when he went flying and just
Only afterwards, though.
that
Yeah.
fading, and he,
Yeah.
It took me a while to
It was
breathe.
just a
I
running gag,
I
yeah.
can't believe when I mean
Because it felt so random at the time because we didn't even know what they were waiting in line for
no.
until the president after you
The president
came
after you. That's
came
his
into
name.
power, and then, Jason asked the right question,
Yeah.
why was everybody standing in line? And that was to see, believe it or not, Michelle,
Through the lens, but it
but
sounds yeah, but the president was holding up the line
he
for
was.
the president. No, I'm the president.
So
You can't make
we,
this stuff up. That's literally his name. I
yeah,
had to write it down. I started giggling so much. I said, "Wait. What was the guy's name again? The
yeah.
president? No, I'm the president."
So yeah, we do want to hear from you guys out there down below. Did he get what he deserved,
I mean, now that you
or
broke it down, because I just never really
because he
thought of
brought the
that.
bug
He did,
into the world,
and he didn't move out of the way.
and other kings don't get what they deserve?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sarcasm at its
I
best. Of
mean,
course, they don't get. Well,
no.
ancient
So
history doesn't tell us
no,
anything.
but in this show though, I mean that's the
I
first one
mean,
where they actually get exiled
he's
from their
not.
world.
He's not only he's like beyond banishment
Yeah,
forever.
like
And in space, they can't hear. Supposedly there's no sound. At least in that galaxy,
there is.
you'll just hear him
Yeah.
spinning off
So,
into space.
but yeah, I
Yes.
mean,
I mean, I agree with you. I mean that was oh my gosh. That's in my top
yeah,
probably funny moments. If I broke down like my favorite humorous
yeah.
moments for this episode, that's in my probably
Oh
top
yeah.
three
Oh yeah.
because it just catches you so off guard. The voice just and it fades away into nothing. You're like, could somebody like go get him? I mean, you
Yeah.
got a spaceship. Somebody go get him. But then when you think about it, he's the one that started everything.
Yeah.
And they weren't even sad he was gone. They're like,
Eh.
oh well, he's the president after you.
Yeah. So,
the security vacuum showed up.
and maybe he didn't get out of the way quick enough. Like maybe he was hogging the telescope
Yes.
and he deserved it even more.
Well, that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Was he, no one was the line formed. The whole planet
Because he
formed
took
cuz
too long and he formed the bug.
exactly. So I
So,
mean, that was
but it doesn't mean we'll throw Michelle into space though.
no, but
So, but
but there
anywho's,
are consequences if you
yeah,
don't,
yeah,
pass on. I mean, there is a consequence if you're selfish.
yeah,
Nobody will miss you. Nobody
yeah,
nobody was upset he left. They just almost said good riddance. Get to
almost.
the next president. So there's a moral lesson, kids, and all of you
So,
out
and
there. When you're selfish and you don't
yeah,
pass on for someone else to, I
no,
don't know, take their turn.
and no one else wants you around.
Nobody else wants you around. I mean, that's
So you might as well hurl into space. So no,
no, but no,
but
but you're probably
yeah,
thinking it as you're waiting
yeah,
behind that person, going, "Hurry up."
yeah.
Please hurry up and
So
order. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I just brought it into reality
yeah,
moment.
but
No, I'm fine. Patience.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, they leave. They get, and once again, we get that other hint. Is
Yes.
he daydream
Is he
dreaming?
daydreaming?
And
Yeah.
that's something that the viewer is going to have to determine for themselves.
Yeah.
Is it a daydream or is it real?
That's up to
And
you.
I'm interested also in what you guys think out there. Do you think it was real or did you think it was, a daydream? All those times.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you
So
more. I'd love to hear what you guys think because I mean, naturally you want to embrace it as what it is and say,
yeah,
"Oh, it's this cool adventure and this ship's magical and everything." But then at the same time, you're thinking, "Well, you're at your grandmother's house with limited amount of technology. The
yeah,
imagination is pretty strong in those
yeah,
in that kind of environment." So,
yeah.
yeah, let me know.
And it's a good thing he did because Michelle was still on the telescope after he came out of it, or after he came back. Not a lot of time elapsed,
Yes.
and yeah, we in the episode with with what they do with every episode, which I cannot agree with more. The grandma says, "Lights out, and don't forget your prayers."
Yep.
And we get the lesson in a nutshell on the day. We get, Michelle did not learn her lesson. That's for tomorrow. Equivalent to
I
the
think so.
show,
I think
the
so.
next day,
Yeah, within the two
and
days time
yeah,
span.
within the
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
she gets her first mission.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get to hear, Jason being grateful for, his lessons and the penguins and yeah, I mean, it's a great show.
It
I
really
mean,
is.
it has a good flow from start to finish,
It does.
and it's just, I mean, for them to have two big hits back to back is such a rarity. Most companies just stick to their lane. They
Yes.
know what they got is good,
Yes.
and how they never made a full length film from this show is
Oh,
beyond me.
wow, Leland, that'd be so
With
good.
the voice cast and everything, I'm still surprised. I mean, as popular
Oh,
as VeggieTales did with
oh, that'd be so
their
good.
films,
That would be so
I
good.
mean, spend more time in space, spend
Oh
more time with,
man.
the traveling, and you
Oh
can
man, you
see
could even maybe get up some backstories
you
on how the
could,
penguins met.
you
Oh,
could,
that
yeah.
would be so cool. I would be
So,
geeking out the whole time. That would have been really,
I
really cool.
mean, I
Maybe
would have
that's what they
loved to
should have
have seen
done
that.
instead of the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything movie.
Well,
That would be a good debate.
they did a good, they tried to do a consistent every week TV show,
Yes.
and they thought that would be suffice
Yes.
for the fan base, and they began to blend Michelle and Jason on the same ship at the same time,
Yes. Learning lessons and
and
going
we'll
on
cover
missions.
that on a
Yeah. Yeah.
different time. But as of now, a great start.
Really
You
good
know,
start. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. The soundtrack
yeah,
is great with this one. It's the composer for Veggie Tales, and he had probably it'd be fun to ask him how much he probably enjoyed the soundtrack
yeah,
of 321 Penguins. I wonder if he enjoyed that constant score because it
yeah,
didn't have to change. Like if you think of Veggie Tales, other than maybe the original sound of for Bob and Larry and their original core, I mean, whatever the episode or the theme
yeah,
was for the day, he had to alter his score from
yeah,
either the beginning, like maybe shorter moral lesson, or then the bigger, mission or adventure at the
yeah,
end, or the whole thing. Um, he probably couldn't write a lot of large pieces because,
yeah,
and he talked about that behind the scenes on the Lord of the Bean we watched because
yeah,
he wrote this giant score and they ended up just cutting it down to a few seconds or a few like under a minute because
yeah.
they didn't need this full piece because the episode's only 30 minutes, but the score in this one's so much fun. It's got that electric guitar, then it has this kind of Star Trek choir
It does,
singing in
yeah,
the background, little ooh, and then kind of space kind
it
of
does, yeah,
sound to it.
yeah,
It's really good throughout the
yeah,
whole. It's very strong. And you don't get singing in this one, so probably if you're not a big like silly song or sing along, let's sing a song
yeah.
moment. 321 Penguins was great for you.
Yeah, they spent the extra time. They spent more time in the house, and they spent more time trying to build the characters and such.
Yeah,
Whereas in future episodes, they're able to spend less time in the house and have a little time extra words for a fun says silly song
you're right, because yeah,
to
they can get straight
affirm
to
the
the point.
story.
Yeah, because once
So
you now know the penguins are going to come in, and the kids are going to be pulled in to their universe and go on
yeah,
missions. You do all you need to roughly do is maybe introduce whatever the theme is in
yeah,
reality or the real world, and then you can jump right into
yeah.
the adventure for sure. Yeah,
Sounds, yeah,
this
I
is a
mean,
great start. I can see
yeah,
why they were able to make another one and another one and
yeah,
another one for sure because it had such a strong,
yeah.
strong start.
Sounds good. Yeah, we are out of time today. And I am so glad you came to join me as always.
I loved watching this first one with you. This one was great. I know I say it a lot, but this one for sure, the one that started it all.
Yep.
We covered Veggie Tales, and then it was fun to cover this one
Yeah.
and kind of see, around that big idea was established, and here comes in this new idea,
Yeah.
and it worked. It worked. It was so fun to watch it with you.
Yeah.
I encourage all of you out there, go find 321 Penguins, Trouble on Planet Wait Your Turn. It
Yep.
is a great one. Show them to
I
your
agree.
kids or just watch it for you. It's got great humor. You're going to laugh.
Yeah.
You are so going to laugh.
Yeah. And with that, we are done here today. So I want to thank you all for joining us today.
Thanks for listening.
And as always, stay nostalgic, Christians.
Hey everyone, we hope you liked today's episode.
Please like and subscribe. Oh, and don't forget to comment down below because we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks so much for watching us.
Yeah, and so until next time, bye.
Bye.